So let's talk about Brazil. We've got this huge $41 billion question on the table. How do you completely remake the way money works in one of the world's biggest economies? Well, it all starts with a single, absolutely massive number.
Yeah, that's right. $41.1 billion. That's the forecast for how much demand there's going to be for Brazil's currency, the real, from outside the country by 2025. I mean, that's not just a number on a spreadsheet, right? That is a tidal wave of commerce. But here's the catch. Getting all that money into Brazil is way, way harder than it should be. So where is all this demand actually coming from?
Okay, so when you break it down, this is really fascinating. It's not just one thing. Look at this. The huge slice of the pie, over 75%, we're talking $31 billion, that's from foreign small and medium-sized businesses. Think about it. Companies paying for local services, paying their teams on the ground. Then you've got tourists making up the next big piece. And after that, foreign workers sending money home, and students. It's this whole diverse ecosystem. But here's the thing. Every single one of these groups runs into the same frustrating brick wall when they try to move their money.
And that brick wall? Well, this quote just nails it perfectly. For anyone trying to send money to Brazil, it can feel like you're stuck in this crazy, expensive maze. I mean, who hasn't felt that, right? You just want to send money and you end up lost.
And this, right here, this is the maze. On the left, you've got the old way. Money travels on these ancient global rails like Swift. It bounces from bank to bank to bank, and every single stop along the way, someone's taking a cut, and it's slowing things down. But on the right, you have the new way, just connecting directly to a country's own system, like Brazil's super efficient Pix network. So the big question is obvious. How do you build a bridge from that old, tangled mess on the left to the clean, direct path on the right?
Okay, let me put it another way. What if you had like a universal adapter for money? You know, one simple plug that could connect any currency from any country and just plug it straight into Brazil's local financial system. Wouldn't that solve everything?
Well, that universal adapter, it's not a what-if anymore. It's a real technology, and it's called Digital Local Currency, or DLC. And the company making this happen, building that financial bridge for the Americas, is AmericaPay.
Now, hold on, because it is absolutely crucial we get this part right. We need to be super clear about what DLC is and what it is not. This is not a new cryptocurrency. It's not trying to replace the Brazilian real or any other currency. Just think of it as a technology bridge, a universal translator. It connects the regulated banks and the payment systems that countries already have. It just lets them all speak the same financial language instantly and safely.
All right, so that's the big idea. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does this bridge actually work in the real world? How does it plug into Brazil's incredible local payment networks, like Pix and Elo, and make all those cross-border headaches just disappear?
So from your side, as the user, it's unbelievably simple. Step 1, you just use your normal banking app in your home country. That's it. Meanwhile, behind the curtain, AmericaPay connects securely to a licensed partner right there in Brazil. That's step 2. Then, that local partner uses Brazil's own Pix network to finalize the payment instantly. And boom, step 4, the payment's done. It's all settled, totally secure, and the money never even has to leave the regulated banking systems of either country.
Okay, so this one piece of tech opens up 3 really smart strategies for Brazil. First, you get Pix International. Basically, it lets foreigners pay with their home bank apps as if they were locals using Pix. Super cool. Second, you can create these digital wallets. Think of them as light Pix accounts for students and workers. And this is huge because it helps them sidestep that painful 6.38% tax on international card payments. And third, you can start getting those foreign businesses to use Brazil's own domestic card network, Elo. That makes everything cheaper and way more efficient for them. It's not just one fix, it's a whole package deal that hits all the major pain points we talked about.
Let's make this real, though. Think about a student arriving in Brazil. They immediately hit this wall, right? They can't open a bank account because they don't have a local credit history. It's a classic catch-22. But with this DLC solution, poof, that problem is gone. They can get local banking services right through their trusted bank app from back home. All of a sudden, paying tuition, getting rent money from family is just not a problem anymore. It's totally painless.
Or what about tourists? You know, Brazil's biggest source of tourists is Argentina. A lot of them show up with wads of cash, which is obviously risky for them, but it also means all that money leaks out of the formal economy. It's untracked. With a DLC solution, that same tourist from Argentina can just pay for everything digitally, just like a local. The payments are secure, they're transparent, and this is so important, all that money stays inside the Brazilian economy where it belongs, where it can be taxed and tracked.
Okay, so you see how well this works for one country. It makes you start to wonder, what's the really big picture here? Because this isn't just about Brazil anymore. This is about potentially redrawing the entire map of money.
And that's exactly where this is headed. The vision goes way beyond just one country. Imagine a global cooperative of these financial bridges. You have America Pay for the Americas, Emirates Pay for the Gulf region, Africa Pay for Africa, and so on. Each one is its own sovereign bridge, built to strengthen its own nation's currency, but they all connect to form a worldwide network. It's a total shift away from one central power to a cooperative, interconnected world.
And that brings us to what might be the single most important takeaway from all of this. Please remember this. This entire system is designed, from the ground up, to strengthen local currencies, not kill them off. Think about it. When you make a country's own currency easier to use, cheaper to access, and more efficient on the global stage, you're not weakening it. You are making it more powerful, more relevant. You're giving it a bigger seat at the table.
So that leaves us with one last massive question to chew on. For decades, global finance has been run by just a handful of giant top-down networks. But what happens when you build an alternative from the bottom up? One that's based on a cooperative of sovereign local systems. Could a network like that, could it truly remake the map of money as we know it? It's a powerful idea to think about.